It's Tori Amos?
No, this is Mickey Echo. What's up, everybody? This is a daily Fantasy Insiders TV show sponsored by FantasyElite. We call this show the Players Show. You know why? Because we have some players on it. Let's go ahead and introduce everybody. First, who has their phone on? Gindy?
Who else would it be?
You said you're going to put it on Do Not Disturb.
I did. I don't know why it rang.
Mark
User
Gindy.
error, it sounds like.
Mark Gindy coming at you from his place of business. And also we have Napster Man coming to you from his place of business.
My working microphone.
And Mr. Tuttle 05.
My place of business.
Yeah. Nice. Business going down there at Tuttle's house. So we're going to be doing just a hybrid show today with basically baseball and NFL. And there's going to be today in baseball. It's like kind of gross, but it's like kind of the good gross right now.
Ugh.
It's the kind of Napster Man GPP winning night.
It's kind of like pitching sexy gross.
Wow.
It's like you want like everyone almost besides like the bottom.
That's perfect. It was eloquent. I don't think I could have put that better myself.
Like I literally on DK I want the top 6 except Fires pretty much. Top 7.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Knapp, you have to tell me how Fires is going to respond tonight.
He's gonna throw everything outside and walk everyone. He's not gonna get anyone.
I think if you were ever to play the psychological card, tonight would be one of the moments where you play it with Fires, just because of the whole Stanton situation. It'll be interesting. As a Brewers fan, it'll be fun to watch the game and kind of see how he responds.
Yeah. Hey, Nap, tell me something. I got killed the other day for saying that I wouldn't touch Cole Hamels because the win for Giancarlo thing is going to be real, and the Marlins might actually play like with the.
Wait, when did he didn't face them the day? He faced them the day after?
Yeah, they faced him the day after. So I just told a few people like I wouldn't touch Cole Hamels. I'll just take Garrett Cole today and be safe. I'm just saying. Do you take that into account sometimes, or am I just crazy?
I don't think in a baseball you can guys can just win for someone. Like basketball, you can really play harder, make an impact right away. Like I think it's more of they're thinking about him in their mind. They're not focused. That's why good Grom just destroy them, and they're just not focused right now at all.
Oh, yeah, I know, but
that's the thing with NBA. The stats are. There's hustle stats. Where trying harder actually means something. Trying harder in baseball doesn't really get you a whole lot. Like it's not. You don't get a direct output from that, and as Nab said, in some cases it can actually be a disservice. So it's just too hard. I think it's too hard. Like I got some questions on Twitter today about some of these teams that have just clinched how they're going to respond. You can't, if they're in the lineup, you can't really second guess it. There's no way to really accurately analyze it quantitatively. So you kind of just have to if they're in the lineup and they're in a good spot, go with them. The only thing that you would have to be weary of would be like a pinch hit for some of these teams that have clinched already. They might. If they get down early, they might throw the game earlier. If they get up early, they might put their players in earlier. So that's really the only things I think you would really have to worry about as far as some of these teams that have clinched, other than the Nationals, who just threw out a absolutely horrible lineup.
It's the hangover lineup.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
All the Alex Wood tonight.
Besides Tyler Moore, is just K, like Sherholtz in the 5-hole. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really bad lineup. Do you guys is he the easiest? Is he top play by far for you guys now?
By far for me, yeah.
I think so. Just he's not crazy cheap, but for 85 on FanDuel, I mean, I'm not going to take Sale or some of those guys for cash game when he's that price.
Who? So Nap, you go first. Rank. I'd say give me your 3 pitchers on FanDuel in your order.
Top 3, just on what they're going to score, or like their price to what they're going to score. Or
Your favorite, whatever
Okay.
criteria that means for cash games. Your 3 favorite for cash games. Wood's obviously one of them.
I think Wood, Liriano, and Hamels.
Okay.
Just price and Sale. I mean, they're obviously the 2 like best like skilled pitchers, but on the road against scrappy teams, Kansas is still fighting really hard for playoffs, and price would probably be 4. It's just I don't know. I don't want to pay up to over almost $2K more for a guy who they can do exactly the same pretty much against good lineups, like actual major league lineups compared to Wood. He's facing have you even heard of? I mean, I've heard of these like Steven Souza. When's the last time he played a major league game?
Souza, Coburnus, Sandy Leon.
They got a couple at bats last year. Like it's gonna be crazy.
The play-by-play announcer is not going to know who these guys are.
Mark, who are your top 3? I think I know who one of them is going to be, and it's not going to be overlapping with Nap.
I got Wood. I like Liriano a lot. Now, I got Carrasco, Hamels, and Samardzija tightly, grouped there, but I'd give the edge to Carrasco.
Based on price, or do you, if you're not even considering price, do you still like Carrasco, like as a top option?
If I'm not considering price, I think Samardzija is just a little safer. Texas does have a low run total, and he is the heavy favorite. Houston can score runs on anybody at any given time. We know how they are. But just with that price on FanDuel, I think Carrasco is a good play.
Yeah. Yeah, you Derek kind of gave us the scouting report of Carrasco in our Skype chat this morning. And he seems to think that, it's kind of the performance he's put up can be sustainable. Basically, he said, I'll read the quote that I put in the article today. He always has had great stuff. The problem was control and mentality. Now he's pitching out of the stretch exclusively, which has simplified his mechanics and lets him repeat them better, massively helping the control. So basically, he's, like what Derek said, he's simplified his approach, and it's paying off. So I think Carrasco is certainly a good play. I had him ranked number 4 overall in my pitchers article. Obviously, and I did say this in my article too, I think I have ranked 4th overall, but I'm kind of with Knapp in the sense that, probably 1 through 6 is interchangeable tonight. There's that many options.
The only thing with Carrasco is that he's only a minus 130 favorite, and Vegas does have Houston scoring upwards of 3.7 runs. So, for what it's worth, his K potential is there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all those guys they're good hitters. Like, they can K, but I'd rather face Souza and Taylor and God, it's
it's Alex Wood for me in all cash games on FanDuel tonight. You can get a little Carrasco in GPPs because he can basically do what Jake Arrieta did last night.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Kyle Hendricks, if we're talking crappy lineups, the Reds they just gave up again. It's just, Hendricks might go no-hitter. Negron leading off. There's no one going to steal base on him.
The one thing with Hendricks is a lot of people are going to want to squeeze 4 Cubs into their lineup tonight, and if you take the pitcher on the Cubs, you're limited. That's just to the 1%.
That's a good transition. So you're looking at Cubs. Who else are you looking at tonight? What team is your favorite stack option, Mark?
Well, Cubs, and I don't have a particular team yet that I really stood out to me. I don't see another team that I like stacking tonight.
Do you have one now?
Tigers.
Yeah, that's who I have as my top.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not stacking Tigers tonight.
Kyle Gibson, I think his career he's allowed 11 earned and 7 Ks in the times he's played him total. So I mean, and they need to keep winning. I think JD Martinez is one of the hottest hitters in the game right now. Castellanos is back. There's just I like that lineup today.
What are your thoughts on? Oh wow, Jimmy Paredes batting leadoff. I didn't see that. What are your thoughts on Orioles against Hap?
They're one of the. I think they're 4 team total. There's a lot of 3 and 3.5 today, so you got to look at the 4 and 4.5s to stack. But yeah, they didn't really rest anyone after the party except who'd they rest? But Markakis was the main guy. So yeah,
they're so depleted anyways.
Paredes,
can't really...
Paredes 2,400 swinging a hot bat batting leadoff on FanDuel.
I mean,
I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with Baez in my cash games only because FanDuel he has a 50% chance of giving me -1, maybe -1.25 because he might get a 5th at bat. So I might just lock in Paredes there, my second base.
I love that Paredes Pierce combo. Pierce is 3,600 at a first base spot. That's not great today. 2,000 less than Miggy almost. So I love that 1-2 combo.
Are you on Rizzo like as your clear cut number 1 right now, first baseman, or?
Not really. I mean, DK is still overpriced for. He's only played 1 game since coming back from injury. He did homer, but maybe FanDuel. If you're doing a little Cub stack, you got to include him. But no, I'm not. He's not a guy I usually target.
So you would take Pierce over Edwin E5 on the other side?
I mean, aren't their prices pretty different? Like
4,000 E5's 400 more.
I like Pierce, especially against the lefty. Pierce just he's crazy hot and he hits lefties better. And
E5's one of those guys for me that when I pay up for it just doesn't come through. He's one of those guys that I remember a lot of the times where he just doesn't come through, and it has stuck with me all season. I pay up for E5 and he just disappoints me time and time again.
He just has this swing where it's going to be a pop-up, a ground out, or a homer. It's just it's really frustrating. And Bud Norris has been pretty good. I mean, he hasn't been horrible lately, so it's another risk. And Pierce, I mean, he hasn't been negative in his last. They're showing 10 games. I don't see 1 game under. He's at 1 game under 1 point. So I mean, it's super safe for a cash game, and that power in that park. First half, why not?
I think the moral of the story is you want some offensive exposure to that game. At least I would. Whether it's Baltimore or Toronto, like you said, there's not a whole lot of high team totals, and those are two of the 4 team totals for the day. So you're gonna want probably some exposure there. Do you guys have? We'll start with you, Nap. Do you have a favorite catching option for the night?
I think Yan Gomes is really good price, good spot in the order, and just against the lefty. He homered yesterday and doubled. So 3.1 on FanDuel. It's almost must play. I think. If you're not going minimum, I think it's him and like Vmart if you can fit him, but he's been really tough to fit lately. Nezerako's out, Navarro's out. It's just like, I mean,
there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, Darno's okay. 3K. If you're gonna use Darno, I'd rather pay 100 more for Gomes or drop to Zunino at bare minimum.
Zunino. I was just gonna mention Zunino.
That lineup's out. Is he in the 6?
No.
Oh, he's out. No, he's out.
Zunino's out. Zunino's out of the lineup.
Of course. Yeah, Yan Gomes or Darno.
Oh man, I had Zunino locked in all my DraftKings lineup.
He was 2.8 on DraftKings. This is crazy, but yeah, it's basically Yan Gomes right now for me.
Why they do that, man?
Crazy.
Why they got to do that?
Why they do that?
Mark, you take first base then. Who are your top first base guys?
My top first base guys are Rizzo. I do like Steven Pierce, but I'm probably not going to have much exposure to him. Carlos Santana is a good play today. And, of course, Miguel Cabrera, but I would go Rizzo over him with the price difference on FanDuel.
I think my top first base play is Justin Morneau. for the day. I'm gonna pull a Derek Carr, dude. And say Justin Morneau, who's already got 5 RBIs already or something like that.
It was crazy. Was if Zunino was in, you could have gone him and Morales for 4.4 combined. Kendrys Morales is a guy I really like, especially on DraftKings. 3K, 2 different positions.
So you kind of like the attack CJ Wilson approach, it sounds like.
I mean, it's just not. There's not much crazy value at outfield and first base on DraftKings, and I think Morales. I mean, if you're into BVP, he's got one of the best ever today, and kind of heated. He's kind of a streaky guy, and he heated up. He had a good game yesterday, so it's a good spot.
So with Zunino out of that lineup and Morales in, is there anyone else you're even considering other than Morales, or is that about it from Seattle?
From Seattle. I mean, no. I mean, D'Onofrio's in. Everyone else is a lefty. I mean, or
Cano makes a good GPP play tonight.
Yeah,
he does. He
I
does.
don't mind it.
CJ Wilson has control issues, right? I mean, he can be put in a spot where he can succeed. And so let's say CJ Wilson doesn't last long. The Angels had a long game last night. You know, they let up 10 runs. That bullpen got in a lot of work. So, you know.
Yeah. They might leave him out there, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, Mark. Moving on. Second base.
I got Paredes. Baez is a great play tonight. I just get scared of using him lately because of the negative that he gives me on FanDuel. And Neil Walker is appealing to me on FanDuel because it's hot. And, yeah. It's pretty much what I'm looking at today at second base.
How about you, Nat?
Yeah, right now, FanDuel Paredes is just locked in. I mean, and then it's just there's a big gap. Like there's not too much value I'm seeing between him and like the Walkers and Kinslers. I mean, any chat have anyone? Like there's probably some guys out there we're missing. Daniel Murphy's 28. He's been struggling though. So I mean, I like Paredes. He's speed and power for almost minimum leading off. It's crazy.
He's the guy that you're not really worried about any sort of pinch hit either.
Switch hitter, yeah.
Switch hitter, and if the game gets out of control, he's not he's not the star. He's not Nelson Cruz. He's not Adam Jones.
And they clinched the AL East last night.
That's what I'm saying. So if it gets to a situation where they have a little quicker trigger because of clinching already, then he's not a guy that they're gonna be too worried about getting out of the game.
No, he'll play the whole game.
Yeah.
I know tonight MLB is going to be a huge problem. I feel it already. I like my lineup way too much, and when that happens, it's just bad news.
Yeah, start unregistering from games, man.
It's just bad.
It's not going to work out.
Oh, second base. Also, he was eligible. Actually, he's on both. Nick Franklin. He's minimum price everywhere. 6-hole. Came back yesterday, called up, and 12 DK points. It's not the best matchup with McCarthy, but if you need a minimum guy who can get you 6 to 10 points, that's him.
I can dig it.
Switch hitter.
Cardi would be very upset at you.
Nick Franklin's low.
Taking a guy playing in Tropicana Field.
That's true. That's true. He's not gonna homer. I mean, but he's scrappy. He puts the ball in play.
Yeah.
It seems like, and I know you have to pay for it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's an Ian Kinsler night.
Ooh.
Really?
It is. You want exposure to that game somehow. He's going to be expensive, but it's at a position that, you guys obviously like Paredes, but it's at a position that, other than Paredes as a cheap option, doesn't have a whole lot of other quality options. So I tend to like to pay up if that's the case, and I think Kinsler's the guy. I mean, he hasn't been playing well of late, but he's going up against an average pitcher in Kyle Gibson to below average. It might flesh itself out some, but to this point in his career, Gibson's kind of been more or less a neutral splits pitcher, so he hasn't been extra hard on right-handed pitching. So I think it's a night for Ian Kinsler. That's my second base play.
Interesting.
But we'll move on because we want to get to football eventually here anyway. So third base, Nat, you start us.
It's really gross. I mean, cheap on FanDuel, Gillespie's still minimum. Even it's Ventura, but you only need like 3 or 4 points out of him to pay off. And then it's basically Donaldson and Miggy on DK are the other two options I like. I think Donaldson at 3.7. He's got nice numbers off Holland. He's hot. I mean, that's almost a must play if you're not going minimum price guy.
I got Valbuena. I got
Valbuena?
Valbuena in there.
Man, you like the
Jeez.
Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, the Cubs are gonna score some runs tonight.
Against what? How do you even pronounce this guy's last name? All I know is he blanked the Brewers randomly.
Corsino?
That's awesome.
That's horrible.
That means regression coming. What are you talking about? That's
People
great.
will be off. It doesn't happen in a 2-game span like that, but
I know.
it will just to torture me as a Brewers fan. It absolutely will. Brewers can't hit him at all, and then he'll get lit up the next game. All right, moving on. Well, I want to throw this out there too because I think it's closer than you guys think. A guy that I just brought up, looking again through this Nationals lineup, I actually think, and you guys are going to kill me.
Don't do it, Dan.
You're going to kill me for this.
Don't do it. Don't
You're
do
going
it.
to
Don't
kill
do
me for
it.
this. I will take, and I would put this on the board for some kind of bet. I would take Kevin Franzen over Paredes.
Sure.
Oh my God.
What
Are you serious?
do you want to bet?
Yep, I'm serious. I'll bet. Name your price. I don't.
Tell you, you're playing
I mean-
MLB tonight.
What's that? I would take Franzen over Paredes. Franzen is a better player. They're both
Yeah,
horrible.
But who's in a better spot?
I mean, who's facing Hap versus Wood? I mean,
Cy-Hap.
Oh boy! Didn't you call out Davis and somebody else last week on the show for that? Only
what?
being able to play stars or guys that project to be, stars.
Well,
And
Franzen,
not random guys that
Franzen
are
doesn't
pretty good
project
star.
to be a star.
I thought you were gonna say Tyler Moore. I mean, he's not a different position, but that's a scary guy.
Tyler Moore. Yeah, he could. Okay. I think. Well, both are horrible hitters. We know this. We
One's
know
in a
this.
better
They're-
spot.
This is such a dumb. Just bet something. Move on.
We'll figure out the specifics later, but I'm gonna win the bet, and we all know that, so it's all good. All right, moving on. Shortstop, Mark, you start us.
I got Jose Reyes. You still want exposure to that game. I mean, on DraftKings, you can get Baez in there at shortstop, and I don't really see anyone else that's jumping out to me. I just got Reyes locked in. That's it.
I mean, if you're into hot streaks, Wilmer Flores, dude. I mean,
I was just gonna
Okay,
say
I mean-
Wilmer.
he's
but
just in
that's
one of
definitely
these.
not optimal.
I mean, he's gonna be, I think, over popular after that last night. It's still, that price is crazy. I mean, 2.7 and FanDuel 2.8. I mean, it's hard to fade, especially on DK, where you could fit. You need to get one of these if you want to get an elite pitcher, especially. So, yeah, it's him or Franklin for me.
Is there
that
such
price.
a thing as fading Wilmer Flores now?
Yeah, I mean, what's Reyes? He's almost double. He's like 45. What is he?
Yeah, Reyes is
47 on DraftKings.
47
Yeah,
on
I mean,
DraftKings.
I think 3,200 on FanDuel. I don't think you can fade Reyes at that.
32 on FanDuel. Reyes must play.
Okay. It's just, I mean, I'd rather have a guy. I mean, I'd rather have a guy with double dunk potential than a guy. I mean, who steals
Double donk potential. Who has double donk potential?
Flores.
He did it once. He has 6 home runs on the season. He's playing at
I
City
know,
Field.
but he's just.
He did it last night.
Some guys figure. Some
He's
guys
doing it.
figure their swing out, and they just, like Chris Young. Right? It's crazy.
Hey.
It just happens.
Nap, if he double donks tonight,
He's
That'll
not. I
be
mean, he's not gonna double, but I mean, I think
Okay.
he's more likely to pay off on one swing than Reyes. Like that's what I like for that price on DraftKings.
so this is like the Zach. This is like the Zach Walters week.
I mean,
It's Zach Walters week.
it's
for
just
that.
with other options at that price with the upside. I mean, it's hard.
I
to figure
have
out
to look this up
on
because
DraftKings. FanDuel of Reyes, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
151 ISO for Flores against right-handed pitching. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just
his
absolutely
homers,
atrocious.
both his homers yesterday were off righty. I mean,
A
Brad
lot
Penny
of
left the sickest hanger, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
lot
actually
of
decent
Mets,
for the shortstop position. I was expecting to see
a lot of
something
Mets
nasty.
fans had high hopes for Flores, as a prospect coming up. But they're like that with everybody, so.
And we know Franzen's gonna outscore all these guys, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll go on to outfield, where actually Kevin Franzen is eligible on DraftKings.
Oh wait, quick note on the shortstop. Sorry, Billy Hamilton on DraftKings. You could use.
He's not in the
He's
lineup.
out. He's out. That's why that
He's
line
out?
is for.
Although thanks for that quick note.
Negron's leading off.
Guys, free money Wednesday. Play me in head to head. It's like Nap's tweet yesterday morning. Somebody
What?
take my games in DFS Elite. I'm still sleeping.
No one took
I'm
them.
starting Kevin Franzen.
It's more fun to play Elite when there's no lineups out. You can do a swap war.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Kinda
And we
kinda
should mention our show is sponsored by the great Fantasy Elite. Go download it at the Apple iTunes Store or whatever you call it, and draft some outfielders who we're going to talk about now. Who are you guys' favorite outfielders for the night? Nap, you go.
I really like Soler on FanDuel, 3.5.
Oh yeah.
It's a really sick price on DK. He's I think what is he 4.3 now? It's just maybe if you can fit, if you really love him there, but FanDuel I think he's much better. And then Polanco is in the 2-hole for 3.3 on DraftKings. I think is one of the best plays of the night. FanDuel is the same price. I don't really like that price too much there, but DK, I love that spot. And then Presley's my other crazy value guy. If you don't like Carrasco, you got to go Presley leading off for 2.4 on same price on FanDuel and DraftKings, power and speed.
His min price on our sponsor Fantasy Elite Presley is at 5,000. So there you go. And Polanco's got a really nice price tag there at 8,000. Mark, do you agree with those? Do you have anyone else you want to add?
I like Soler on FanDuel. McCutchen, Nelson Cruz. You can fit them all in with Alex Wood. I actually have him in right now. Chris Coghlan leading off. Good play. Adam Jones. Adam Jones or Nelson Cruz. I wouldn't roster both today just because there's a lot of good plays there. And J.A. Happ really, really dominated that lineup last time he played them. He had like 12 strikeouts, I think. So
Was it in Toronto?
I'm not sure. All I remember is that he killed him.
Yeah.
JD Martinez is hot, and you guys are mentioning getting Tiger's exposure. And,
Hot as in sexy or swinging a good bat?
hot as in he is swinging a hot bat.
Okay.
And Jones and Cruz are definitely the most risky to get pulled quickly.
Yep, we just had that brought up in chat too.
Yeah.
I kind of touched on it with Paredes on how I think he's a decent player just because he is safe and he's not going to get pulled. But those are the guys that you can see. Jones and Cruz are the two.
Who's on their bench right now? Like David Lowe, Deaza. Those two. They could come in really quickly. They can both outfield. So yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
Should I just put Josh Harrison in there over Nelson Cruz on FanDuel now just to be safe?
I love the Harrison Polanco combo. Yeah.
Josh Harrison's my boy, right?
Yeah. In Atlanta, you were running around. Harrison Homer.
Give me JD Martinez over Harrison.
JD Martinez over Harrison, yeah. Right now I have Martinez, Polanco, and Harrison, but it's just
Wow.
there's a lot of values. I'm looking at Soler still.
Nap, I'm very shocked right now, Nap. No Marcelo Ozuna for you.
Not
Batting
against-
cleanup.
No, he's in a little skid.
Yeah.
Plus, you guys is tonight the night that Marcelo Ozuna hits a home run for Stanton, Mark? In his name.
That was a one-day thing.
Okay. I'm just trying to learn the parameters of it. I'm trying to educate myself on how this stuff actually works. Anything else you guys want to talk about with baseball, or should we just move on to football? And Dave, are you going to join us for the football conversation?
I don't know where Dave. I think we
say
lost
no.
Dave. Dave is out.
He's miming.
David's
He's
out.
miming. He's circling his nipples, taking
Oh.
his shirt off. Okay, no, he's not.
What
gonna
about?
shoot.
I mean, is Blake training? Is he even in play though? I mean, the Braves can't score right now. I mean, he's a tournament play. Like him and Hendricks. I mean, if they get 20 each, you can just load up.
Nap, is your boy Jose Ramirez in play on DraftKings?
It's his birthday.
Oh, see, Nap was trying to keep this away
See-
from us. He was trying to hold this.
Damn
in.
it.
Wow,
He
guys,
totally
guys,
was.
guys.
He was.
He was
Wait,
hiding
is
this
it?
from us.
It's
He
either
was
today or
hiding this.
tomorrow. It's either today or tomorrow.
Now he's
Let's-
retracting on it.
No,
Just
it's
realized
today.
that. I just locked him into my lineup.
Those are Ramirez does. Training, you don't want to touch. He's you have no idea what his pitch count's going to be. It looks like he last pitched on the 10th. He went 8 pitches in 1 inning, so he's not going to be any sort of stretched out at all. So you want to stay away from that.
Okay.
Anything else, or should we just move on to football?
Vilas. I just noticed him 6-hole against a lefty.
But it's not his birthday.
Yeah, Ramirez is his birthday, definitely.
Hey, Crabtree scored a touchdown on Sunday. It was his birthday.
Crabtree.
Brandon Moss hit a home run last night. And it was his birthday.
It's not a real thing, guys. Don't worry about it.
I just love how you were trying to keep it on. You were trying to keep us from realizing that it was Jose Ramirez's
No,
birthday.
I forgot, and then you said his name. I'm like, wait, I looked at that yesterday. Yeah, it's his birthday.
That's
Definitely,
hilarious.
it was definitely his birthday.
All right, football.
I'm ready.
Where are we going to start here?
Let's do it.
Quarterback.
All right. Should I
Mark.
start?
Mark, start us out with quarterback.
People are going to want to get Drew Brees into their lineup this week. If you don't want to pay up for Drew Brees, there are a lot of guys that are grouped together that are probably going to have nice games. One is Andy Dalton against who do they play? Cincinnati. They play Tennessee. Tennessee, yeah. On FanDuel, he has a good price, and on DraftKings. DraftKings was giving somebody away at quarterback. I forgot who it was. Let me just go check it. Anyways, let Nap go while I find it.
Nap.
I wasn't prepared.
Right.
You're the one who said let's go.
I know. I just went blank. Okay, fine. Russell Wilson. That's my guy this week.
Oh, yeah, he's the one that was mentioned in chat. $500 less than Kirk Cousins.
And anyone see what Aaron Rodgers did to the Jets secondary this week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Get Jay Cutler in your line.
Cutler, yeah.
And one more guy. Sorry. I know there's just a lot of quarterbacks that I like this week. Tony Romo.
There's been some whispers he's hurt again. I mean, he didn't practice today or something, but yeah, if he's healthy.
If he practices, fine. If he practices tomorrow and Friday,
yeah,
I wouldn't mind using Romo, but not in cash games.
No.
Breeze, Cutler, top cash game plays, and then, the rest. Who do you like, Nap?
I mean, covered. I mean, I like Cutler. I think Cousins, even the price is a couple guys lower that are better, but it's the second highest over/under game. He put up big numbers in like a half the other day, last game, and probably gonna get Deshaun Jackson back. They're starting to actually use Alfred Morris, which would open up the passing game. So I mean, it's a great spot, I think. And Niles Paul, hopefully, I think Jordan Reed's still out. Niles Paul looked amazing. I think he's a great play, especially on FanDuel.
Yeah, agreed.
I love that Cousins Paul combo for tournaments on FanDuel. You can just stack infinite hedges around running back, wide receiver, around those two.
They might want to force a couple extra targets to Garcon this week, just to make up for
That's why I like Cousins. They have a good connection. Last year they had a couple of huge games, so
yeah.
I wouldn't shy away from Cousins just because other guys are cheaper. I think he's in a really good position.
Do you think, just strategically speaking, it sounds like you're kind of taking the approach of Cousins and then like spending up at running back more so? Is that kind of the approach you're taking, Nat?
I mean, if Charles is out, it kind of forces you to take Nile. I mean, 6.2 on DraftKings, and then Sproles is 5.2 for a PPR site. That's crazy. He didn't really change from last week. And
there's a lot of value at running back.
It's crazy. You almost have to go low there because wide receiver,
Yeah.
It's like there's not any like minimum price guys. There's a lot of between 5 and 6, but I think you need one stud, I think.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of why I asked the question, because it seems like if you go Cousins on FanDuel, it seems like it's almost hard to fill the cap then, because like you said,
Yeah.
if Charles is out, it seems like you want to go Nile. Even though I do want to commend FanDuel for their pricing on him. It's years past we would have seen a $4,500 Nile Davis. So him at 7,000, I think, is a great job by FanDuel for getting that price right, because I think you'll have a lot of casual guys think that's too high for him now. You know, we still think he's a great play at that price, and he really is. But it's not the must play that you would have had if he was at 4,500. You were going to say something, Mark?
Yeah. What I was saying was, if you plan on playing Cousins at quarterback and pairing him with Niles Paul at tight end, you're really going to have a lot of money to spend. And I don't know if you're going to need to pay up all that money, because Denver does play Seattle this week. And it's tough. I mean, who are you going to spend on if you go Cousins and Niles Paul on FanDuel?
I think wide receiver. You can Jordy, Calvin.
Yeah, Megatron.
I mean, I would not mind McCoy this week because he might explode. I think McCoy is a little ticked off right now.
Why?
Because he answered those questions after the game way too, calmly. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't have to get. I'm not tired. Let Darren Sproles do what he has to do.
I mean,
take the attention off of me. Just wait till next week. Division game against Washington. Watch what happens.
Yeah.
The psychological angle.
I mean, yeah, there's running backs just loaded. It's so many. Giovanni, great matchup. Foster.
See,
guys, Stephen Ridley's in play on FanDuel at 6.2 against Oakland at home. I'm telling you.
Ridley and Vereen is the perfect tournament hedge.
Yeah, I'll never touch either in a cash game. Never ever will I touch a Patriots running back in a cash game.
You can't.
Never.
In a tournament, one's usually going to have over 20. It's just the way the Patriots, they ride one. It's crazy.
Like, you can go Jeremy Hill or like a Stephen Ridley and win a qualifier or GPP this week.
Dude, there's that $5 FFFC qualifier. Like,
how many teams are you going to put into it?
No, I'm saying that's the one to practice your multi-entry.
That is. That's a good point. I didn't even realize they had that until you pointed it out.
They just started this week because I think they wanted people to spend that $5 on the Survivor, and now that's gone. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna do 100 teams. I mean, 500 to win $2 million. I mean, sure.
Yeah, why not? That's gonna be crazy to manage, though. Yeah, Peter.
100.
That's a good point, though.
Now I know why FanDuel crashed last Sunday.
No,
Snap sitting here.
I didn't even do much FanDuel last week. I was kind of lucky I didn't have to edit anything.
Yeah, I didn't have to edit anything too. I was relatively unaffected.
But you can't edit on that site. That's why
it's tough.
I'm starting out with my guys I'm positive are playing, and then just kind of slowly working in guys with news throughout the week.
Although, have you guys seen the FanDuel.com /upcoming the beta?
Yeah.
Have you seen that app?
Yeah. I actually used it last week because it gives you a drop down of what entries you're in with what lineup.
Yeah.
And it actually has the lineup on that page. So
exactly, it's a nice visualization. It's still not as easy as sites like Draft Day and DraftKings, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. So I just wanted to point that out for those of you that haven't seen that. I posted it in chat.
Definitely. And one more thing about running backs, guys. CJ Spiller looks good, and he's going to be underowned because he burned a lot of people last year, especially in season longs, and a lot of the new guys here are going to be scared to touch CJ Spiller. But they were very creative using him last week, and he looked good. He has his burst back. He had a high ankle sprain last year. He's a guy that is going to go under the radar and just can win someone a lot of money.
Well, most importantly, he's getting the touches, too. It doesn't seem like last year last 2 years, we kind of had to guess when he would get the touches and when he wouldn't. And like you mentioned, last year, I think a lot of that was due to the high ankle sprain. This year, you're actually getting a healthy dose of CJ Spiller, and you can kind of depend on about 15 touches per game. So I agree with you there. I think
And he returned a kickback last week, and
Yep.
people were like, especially the season-long guys, oh, don't touch CJ Spiller. The coach has him returning kickoffs, and they don't care about him.
I remember that. Yeah, I do remember that as a reasoning as to why Spiller wasn't liked or why they wouldn't get touches.
Yeah,
but they're using them a lot. I want to go back. I want to touch on. I still have to write my article for this week. And one of the guys I'm going to feature is at the quarterback position. I'm going to want a quarterback from this Packers-Lions game. Cousins is extremely tempting on FanDuel, but I think the way to go is either Rodgers or Stafford. I think you obviously want offense from this game, and I think quarterback position is the best place to get it at. I'll have to do a little more research to kind of figure out which one I want to go with. If you're price sensitive, obviously Stafford's going to be cheaper than Rodgers. I think he's $800 cheaper on FanDuel. But I want a quarterback from that game. I know a guy that's being talked about a lot is Drew Brees at 9,100 on FanDuel, but I actually think I want Stafford over FanDuel. Or over Brees on FanDuel just because of the kind of the game scenario and how that's going to play out. You kind of figure that the Saints are just going to put a beating to the Vikings. I want a quarterback that's going to be in a shootout, and it's going to be a close shootout so that he's throwing all game as opposed to handing off to the running backs. What's your thought, Nap? Would you rather have a Stafford or Rodgers over Brees, or do you want Brees?
God, it's so tough. I mean,
it's tough.
I think Rodgers I think he's just in a better game. Yeah, the way you were saying, game situation. Like, yeah, Ingram's out, might hurt their running game, and they might have to throw more. But they still got, I think, Kiri and Pierre. I mean, that's a tough situation too. Did you take Pierre? Like, you just not even you fade the whole situation? Like Kiri might just go off. Like
Kiri's a very interesting play because he might get all the goal line. Mm-hmm. And what I saw from the Saints is they're not scared to run. They're not scared to run by the goal line anymore,
I think Rodgers. I think it just feels like he's just gonna do better than Brees. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind any of them, honestly.
If you take Brees, you kind of force yourself to take Graham, and that just ruins your salary. Like, sure they could be higher scoring combo, but if they go up 21-0, like you're sort of screwed. Like, there's no way Rodgers that's gonna happen in that game. Like.
Unless the Saints pad their stats because they're 0-2, and Brees gets those cheap, play action passes on the 2-yard line to the backup fullback. But we're not counting on that. We're not counting on that here.
Yeah. We got a question in chat. I'll answer this as the resident Packer fan. It was an opinion on Davante Adams.
Excuse me.
You don't live in Wisconsin, so
okay, fine.
You're not as qualified because you don't live in the state. No, we'll get your take on it too, Mark. But thoughts on Davante Adams? He's intriguing. Outsnapped Boykin last week, ran more pass routes. The indications would be that he's going to be the guy kind of taking those number 3 wide receiver snaps. So I think he's a GPP play. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting him in a cash game roster until we see for sure that he's going to continue to out-snap Boykin, and it wasn't just a one-week thing. But I like him. I think he's an extremely talented player, and Rodgers is going to pick on the matchup that's in his favor. So I see him definitely as a really good GPP option.
I agree with you, Dan. I don't think he's ready yet, and I don't think McCarthy is going to put him in over Boykin just yet. So I would not touch him this week anywhere. Like, I wouldn't even touch him in GPPs or qualifiers.
What's your opinion? Why is he not going to put him over Boykin? And why did he last week?
Because Boykin struggled last week. And Davante got in there for a play or two and made a nice play. So McCarthy's like, you know what? I got to win this game. Today, Boykin, his head's not on right. I'm going to win right now, and I'm just going to leave the guy that's playing better. So I don't think that Davante Adams is going to see the field more than Boykin just yet.
Fair enough. See, and that's kind of
It's like a Forsett Bernard Pierce thing. You know what I mean?
and well, that's kind of the risk that would be involved is not knowing exactly how the snap's going to work out. I think Adams is clearly the more talented player, which is why I think eventually it's going to end up in his favor. But like Mark's pointing out, there is some risk there. I tend to think Adams will start trending up in snap count, but that's why there's risk there, is because I guess you don't know until you kind of hear out of McCarthy and see for 2 or 3 games straight where the snap counts go or where the snaps go. That's enough of that. Let's go on. Let's do the fun thing. What site do you guys want to draft from today? Let's make a team.
How did we do last week?
DraftKings. Color was the Fitzgerald team.
No, we had Rogers, Jordy.
Oh yeah.
Let me see.
I think our running backs were weak. I don't know.
didn't.
We had Vereen and Monte Ball, right?
Yeah, we did horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
What site do you want to draft from this week? Do we want to do DraftKings or FanDuel?
I think
you did draft.
DraftKings is tougher.
Let's do FanDuel because they have the $5 qualifier.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, we'll do a $5 qualifier, and then if we have time, we'll do DraftKings too. I didn't change the entry, Dave. Dave's saying in chat that I changed the entry.
Started
Did not.
make teams is pretty the cat.
What the heck? And
Why
of
are
course,
people taking shots at me on Skype chat and Dave's just laughing?
because it's the fun thing to do. Okay, let me see if I can find a freaking $5 qualifier to enter.
Who's just on Kings?
You came out blurry. You got to repeat yourself. I'm sorry.
Who's your cheapest receiver on DraftKings that you're playing?
I'm not sure yet, honestly. You like that Sanu call though?
So, I mean that one he had a full game, but one of them paid off. That was pretty sick.
Do you have a cheap DraftKings play this week?
I think Hawkins and Quick. One of those two, I have a sick feeling on. Like Quick against Dallas, he has 18 targets his last 2 games. Yeah. Clearly the number one. He's going to have a 2 touchdown game this year, it's probably the best chance this week. And then Hawkins is just all the targets. If Cameron's out again, one of those two, a 5 and 5,300. I think you need exposure to definitely.
Okay.
I like that call with Quick.
Yeah.
But Jermaine Kearse is probably going to score a touchdown this week.
Okay.
Because when they were down last week, Russell Wilson was actually targeting him on some of those drives, and he might score something this week.
Do you think Talib's going to just follow James Jones around?
Or
not Talib, but Revis.
James Jones?
Yeah.
What's his price?
He's 57 on DraftKings. I mean, he's in 14
He's
targets
just,
last
yeah,
week.
it's just can't
touch him.
Garbage time king though, so
Yeah.
Did you like his 2 fumble play last week?
That was awesome.
I like that he wasn't on Green Bay and did that.
Does that count for receiving yards after the fumbles?
Yeah, it's gotta.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay, so
guys,
we got to the one and fumbled.
Guys, this is a problem. Justin Hunter is 3,600 on DraftKings.
First Cincy tournament.
I'm not.
This is a problem. This is just a problem. Like
you want him?
I'm gonna have to play him again.
Don't do it. Okay, we're gonna draft. Mark, you pick first on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Pick.
On FanDuel. All right, we just got to go kicker first. That's the way to do it, guys. It's the way to do it. You're laughing at me. Nate Freese.
Didn't he miss like 5 kicks?
Yeah, he's horrible.
All right, good.
No.
You did.
That's,
wait.
That's a horrible pick.
Did he get cut yet?
No, but it's capping what other exposure we can have from Detroit in that game.
Okay,
we're saying Detroit, Eric Kicker's the only exposure we're going to have for that game.
Okay, fine. So let's go with Josh Scobie.
One mulligan.
Let's go with Josh Scobie. Division game at home. Jacksonville's probably going to go out on an early lead after the long Monday night game that Indianapolis had. Scobie will probably get 3 field goals in the first half.
All right, there we go. Scobie.
And Shorts is practicing, so they'll move the ball better, hopefully.
All right, Nap, your pick.
Wow. I mean, Niles Paul, are we just going to gamble on that, or?
Take
You
a
want
defense.
to?
No, hold on. I didn't lock it in. Just you guys
Take
didn't
a
like
defense,
this.
no?
I'm backing off. All right, defense. Let's go Bengals.
Bengals do.
Blockers, all the picks.
The Bengals
All right.
defense looks great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend some money. I'm going with one of my quarterbacks. I'm going Matthew Stafford.
Sweet.
Against your Packers, you Packer fan?
I'm
Such a great Packer fan.
I'm a money-making fan first.
That's what I tell all my friends. Oh, the Packers. What happened to the Packers? How they lose to Seattle?
I don't care.
You want me to?
All right, your pick, Mark.
I'll go with. I'm gonna go with a running back. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm not gonna disappoint you guys. Niall Davis.
Niall Davis. Oh, you just took.
Is Charles like officially out? Like, there's no way, right? High ankle sprain.
Yeah, there's no way. That's a fine.
Okay.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
good.
He's out. He's out. He's not playing.
That's just insane on DK that price for Niall.
All right, Nap, your pick.
Wow, there's a lot of options now. All right. Took Stafford. I mean, you're gonna take Calvin next. I don't want to waste a pick. Hold on. If we get Calvin, we have 63 left. Average. Let's go. That's my gut. Gut says. Sorry, taking Andre Johnson. Tis week.
Andre Johnson week. Okay.
Yep.
Knapp loves these old guys. He
Yeah.
loves the old.
You're the one who
guys.
you took Fitz like first pick last 2 times. Like,
That's
No,
true.
it was the
that's true.
last guy. He was the last guy I took, but you took Frank Gore the same day, so.
I took Hilton too. He's pretty young.
All right. I'm just gonna go Calvin Johnson.
Andre.
Strategy for the win. Your pick, Mark.
We got the Johnson combo. It's awesome.
Andre and Calvin, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Mr. I'll let Knapp take. I know who Knapp's gonna take, so I'm not gonna take his guy right now. 6,000 average remaining. I think I can go a little higher than that because I know who Knapp's taking. So let's go with.
You think I'm taking Niles Paul?
Yeah, you have to take him.
No.
You're not gonna take him?
I need to see more new. Like,
This is collusion. We gotta see what Mark does first.
all right, it's just your pick.
All right,
take
so I'm just gonna take a tight end. Sorry.
Okay.
Kyle Rudolph.
Rudolph. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, Nap.
Yeah. Asiata's gonna be. They're gonna be behind definitely. My pick 63.50. Gotta go running back, man. Who's gonna win this thing? Some random ass. You know what? Now you guys are gonna yell at me. If I said Chris Ivory, you guys would have banned me.
Oh god.
Dude, the Bears run, dude. They're horrible.
They are
No, that's way too
We
risky.
need to get.
5,800.
Oh god.
We need to get it. Is there a minimum price running back we can get?
4,500? No.
We don't need him in.
There's a lot of guys under 6.
I just wanted to get Marshall, Calvin, and Andre in there. That would be nice.
I have the perfect cheap wide receiver pick around 5,000. So feel free to go up to like 7,600 or 77.
Okay.
You want to steal? Tom?
That helps. There's no one really under. I mean,
Wait, how much?
Okay, okay.
How?
Alfred Morris. Boom. He's gonna win.
Alfred.
Alfred Morris.
He's gonna win.
And then for the ultimate GPP team, Detroit offense going off. Golden Tate at 5,000.
Oh, I love it. We got the stack,
Yep, got the stack. I like this team.
dude.
Yeah, it's better than weeks past.
And you can just kind of mix around with it. You can hedge Rudolph and kickers, and yeah.
Yeah, I think we got something a little bit a lot better than what we've had in the past. I like it.
We might be in the top 1,000 this time.
Our strategy actually makes sense this time.
We're getting better at it. That's all that matters.
But by the end, by week 17, we'll have a winner for you guys.
Right.
So there it is. It's Matthew Stafford, Alfred Morris, Niall Davis, Calvin Johnson, Andre Johnson, Golden Tate, Kyle Rudolph, Josh Scobie, and the Bengals.
So we basically need the Lions to do what the Packers did last week.
Yep, pretty much. I can see it happening too.
Okay.
Doesn't Morris? Didn't he have a 3-touchdown game against the Eagles last year?
Listen,
What's
they're gonna feed the ball to Alfred Morris as much as they can just to keep Philly offense off the field, especially on the road. So,
And Helu got hurt.
Yeah, Alfred's looked good, man.
Let's see, Alfred.
I wrote him up
Last
last week.
year.
He had 2 touchdowns.
He only got no. He didn't have a 3-touchdown game last year against.
That was 2 years ago, probably.
They played him twice, though, right? Did he have one good game? Hopefully. No, it doesn't matter.
They were average. I mean, it was average games.
Okay.
But it's I like it.
That was with RG3 in there, though, right? Like taking all. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I dig it. We'll end on that note because this team's gonna win the qualifier. If it does, we'll split it with the 30 people in chat. There you go.
Dave's getting jealous, man, because then if we go to Vegas, we get to room with each other, and he's just not invited.
Yep, Dave's not invited because he bailed on the show. So there you go.
You boys hold your tongue. I am too invited because, and I'm in the chat. So
You didn't put $1.25 into this.
well, yeah, that's because I thought Gindy was going to play some old guy with the hot streak going on right now.
Who did I play that's old with the hot streak?
Well, not Larry Fitzgerald. You just played him who's old, but I thought you were going to do a combination of the two.
Listen,
I still think
actually
that
thought
last
that
week's
Fitzgerald
lineup
was
did
a good play
something
that.
big, and Tuttle is hiding it from us.
What am I hiding?
Last week, our lineup, it went off and won some
It did
GPP money. And you're not showing us the link because you don't want to you don't want to split profits.
Or I don't want to go through like the 155 entries that I had last week on DraftKings.
Oh, wait.
Just go by
Let's go
score.
through this team. You ready? We had Rodgers, Jordy, Demarius. We had the Redskins defense.
Yeah, we did have because I
We
picked
had-
Redskins.
We had Zach Ertz. I don't know who our flex was.
Varine, I think.
Yeah, I'm
Vereen,
pretty
and who are our
sure.
running backs? So we have Monte
I'm
Ball,
pretty sure
right?
I chose Sproles too. So
Somebody took Sproles.
yeah,
Holy,
So-
that team-
Oh yeah.
that's-
Somebody definitely took Sproles.
so
Wow.
No, no,
Wow.
thanks for being serious.
Uh-oh.
No one took Sproles.
No, it's because No, that was my main team.
all right. One question before we end: Valbuena, Trout, Donaldson, or Bautista?
Valbuena, Trout, Donaldson, or Batista?
Mhm.
Is that a real question?
Yeah, it's a real question from Joe Marino.
Like combo? Two combos?
Since his Valbuena and Trout or Donaldson and Batista.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
They meant one out of the four.
I'll go. I'm going Valbuena, Trout. And Dave, you did read it wrong.
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Yeah, nice job, Dave.
I've got a case of the Wednesdays.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So sorry.
I'll go second. just
I said Valbuena, Trout.
Okay. Join us tomorrow. We'll have JJ Zachariason, aka Late Round QB, and one of the guys from Roto Experts on the show. Plus, Davis Maddock will be making his return. So that's pretty cool.
From the disabled list.
Yep. Why are you shaking your head, Nap? You love this song.
Will never die.
All right. That will do it for today. Join us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, Insiders TV, sponsored by Fantasy Elite. Yeah, you can get the App Store and now on the web at fantasyelite.com/dashboard. We'll see you later.
Money, I don't really wanna brag. Hand me down clothes, man, that's what I call swag. I don't gotta
Swag.